Just look at how much medication I had to take. I was going for a while, but with good reason. I'm so pale right now that I look like Casper the Ghost. I'm unrecognizable. I look like a darn caveman. A caveman that looks like Casper the Ghost. But I just want you guys to know that I'll be making these Golden State Warrior fans videos on my grave. It's appointed for a man to die once. So one day when I die, you guys are going to see videos uploaded on this channel, and you guys are going to be like, dang, didn't JP die? Didn't he pass away? How are these videos still coming up? So for those of you guys that haven't known, the Warriors won a couple of games, and Warrior fans have been trying to come at my neck. So I put a proposal out there. I said, you know what? If Draymond Green can lead the Warriors to the 8th seed, I'll stop making Golden State Warriors videos, and I'll come out publicly and say that I'm wrong. But of course, people can't accept the smoke. So people said, oh, you're lying. It's not a good deal because the Golden State Warriors play in the West. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I do a little bit of research here. I look at the last Golden State Warrior games that have been played, you know, the previous games, and I noticed that the Warriors are 1-4 against teams in the East, which comes to show me that if the Warriors were in the East, chances are they'd be fighting for last place with the Knicks. And by the way, the Knicks are better than the Warriors because the Knicks beat the Warriors, so chances are the Warriors would be under the Knicks. And by the way, that Morris twin, the Morris twin from the Knicks, he's a heck of a lot better than Draymond Green. Draymond Green should wish that he were half the player of the Morris twins. I don't know which Markieff or Marcus Morris, I don't know which one. Oh, Morris Sr. There's only one senior, and he plays for the Knicks. Draymond Green will never be better than that man. And Draymond Green got all the hype in the world. But let's just get into the video. I know this was the longest intro ever. 2 minutes worth. But let's get into the video. Draymond Green throws shade at Paul Pierce. You know, D'Angelo Russell, you know, he collided with Luka Doncic, and then he got up, and Draymond Green had the nerve to say, well, you know, there are players who got taken out on a stretcher and came back and faked the injury or whatever the case. Kind of throwing shade at Paul Pierce because Paul Pierce was taken out in a wheelchair. You know, he had an accident. And my thing is, why does Draymond Green insist on throwing shade at Paul Pierce? What is it with Draymond Green and Paul Pierce? I mean, we all know Draymond Green is garbage. Draymond Green is playing with D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell is better than every teammate Paul Pierce has ever had, for the exception of maybe Anton Walker. And I'm not talking about the big three, Rondo, Garnett, and Ray Allen, because that was later on. But prior to Ray Allen, Garnett, and Rondo, D'Angelo Russell is better than all of Paul Pierce's ex-teammates before the big three. So my thing is, you have D'Angelo Russell, Draymond, and you're still scrubbing up the court. You're still trash. You're not winning games. You're out here, you won a couple of games, and Golden State Warrior fans are celebrating like you won a championship, but you're still in last place. And you know what? Paul Pierce had garbage teammates. Granted, he was in the East, but as we can see, Draymond Green, you can't even beat teams in the East. You scrub. You can't even beat teams in the East. You're 1-4 against teams in the East. You know what Paul Pierce did with garbage D-League Division III basketball players? Do you know what Paul Pierce did with those guys? You know what he did? He led them to the playoffs. He led them to the second round. Tell me, who does that with the teammates Paul Pierce had other than LeBron James? And I'm going to go on record. LeBron James had better teammates than what Paul Pierce had at certain points in Paul Pierce's career. Let's not get it twisted, son. Paul Pierce never played with Augustus. Paul Pierce never played with no Boobie Gibson. Paul Pierce didn't have Mo Williams. Now, I'm not saying these guys are Hall of Fame All-Stars, but what I am saying is they're a lot better than what Paul Pierce had to work with. I mean, first and foremost, shout out to LeBron James for even taking those guys to the finals, but they're better than what Paul Pierce had to work with. My point here is you have Paul Pierce leading these teams to the playoffs, and Draymond Green can't even beat teams in the East this season. Why does Draymond Green insist in talking garbage about Paul Pierce when this man can't even shoot a jump shot? And Draymond Green, you ain't no defensive player of the decade, man. Who do you think you are, man? You're a help defense player. When, why, and where do they reward help defense players? You are a help defender. You couldn't even guard LeBron in the finals. Iguodala did that. You weren't even the best defender on your team. Iguodala was. Iggy was the best defender. And they gave it to you. I'm going to go a step further. Kevin Durant is a better defender than you are. I'm picking Kevin Durant and Iguodala over you, Draymond Green. You see, Warrior fans are fake fans. They're not real fans of the NBA. Well, you know what? There have been Warrior fans that have come out and publicly have told me that they aren't fans of your antics and they believe you're overrated, Draymond Green. So, you know, there are some Warrior fans that I respect that are knowledgeable about how trash you really are. But for the NBA fans that are saying you're Ben Wallace, excuse me? Ben Wallace, a man that played head-on defense, an animal, a man that was guarding Shaq one-on-one. They're going to compare you to Ben Wallace when you can't even guard Karl Anthony Towns down low? Are you serious? I mean, and then you got the nerve to try to talk down on Hall of Famers like Paul Pierce. It just doesn't add up. It just simply doesn't add up. With that being said, I'm out of here. And by the way, Paul Pierce will be 45 times the basketball player that you'll ever be in your lifetime. Had it not been for the Warriors, you wouldn't be in the NBA now. You'd be overseas, and there are players overseas that are better than you right now. You're a scrub with no skill. You can't shoot, you can't dribble, you can't do anything. You're not good. You're not a good basketball player. You're a system basketball player that was paid $100 million. You're overrated. You're getting exposed. You're 1-4 against teams in the East. You're in last place. Who do you think you are talking down on Paul Pierce? You ain't Ben Wallace. They don't love you like that.